My cheating wife spent 2 years telling me her boss was better than me. So I bought him a divorce gift delivered by the sheriff. World's most clueless husband. That's what I felt like when I finally figured it out. Not because she told me, not because I caught them in bed, but because for 2 whole years, my wife had been comparing me to the man she was sleeping with, and I just kept trying harder to make her happy. I'm 43. She's 40. We'd been married 16 years when everything fell apart. 2 kids. Our daughter was 14, our son was 9. And for most of those 16 years, I thought we had something solid. Sure, we married young. Sure, the first few years were rocky because we're basically kids ourselves, figuring out how to be adults while pretending we had it all together. But we made it through. We built something, or at least I thought we did. I'm an engineer, been in my field for 7 years. She's a manager at a big advertising company, been there 3 years. Both of us made good money. We had the house, the cars, the family vacations. We were the family other people looked at and thought, they've got it figured out. Our kids were happy. We made time for them no matter how busy work got. Game nights, barbecues, trips to the arcade, movie marathons on rainy Sundays. I was present. I was involved. I thought I was doing everything right. Then about 2 years before I discovered the truth, something shifted. She started pulling away. Not dramatically, just little things. She'd be on her phone more, laughing at texts from work friends. She'd come home late more often. She stopped initiating anything physical between us. And when I tried to be romantic, plan a date night, surprise her with something thoughtful, she'd give me this look. This disappointed. Is that really the best you can do? Look, that's when the comparisons started. My boss would never forget to do something like this. Mark takes his wife out to these amazing restaurants. When was the last time you planned something nice for us? Mark just knows how to read the room. He doesn't have to be told what to do. He just does it. Mark, her boss, the guy I'd met probably a dozen times at company events and family gatherings. He seemed like a decent guy. He and his wife had kids around the same age as ours. We'd had them over for barbecues. We'd gone to their place for game nights. Our kids played together. His wife seemed sweet. I even confided in him once about some of the struggles my wife and I were having. He gave me what I thought was solid advice. Told me to keep communicating, keep trying, that all marriages go through rough patches. I thought he was being a good friend. I was so stupid. The comparisons got worse. Everything I did was wrong. If I planned something spontaneous, I was being inconsiderate of her schedule. If I asked her what she wanted to do, I was being passive and expecting her to do all the emotional labor. If I tried to initiate sex, I was being selfish. If I didn't, I was neglecting her needs. You need to just know what I want, she'd say. I shouldn't have to tell you. So I researched. I bought books, actual physical books about improving your marriage, understanding your partner's needs, keeping the spark alive. I tried everything those books suggested. Date nights where I'd plan every detail. Little surprises. Love notes. Helping more around the house. Nothing worked. Everything I did was met with either half-hearted thanks or outright disappointment. This isn't what I meant, she'd say, and I'd be left wondering what the hell I was supposed to do differently. I started thinking maybe I just wasn't cut out for this. Maybe I was broken somehow. Maybe I'd never be the husband she needed me to be. I was emotionally exhausted. Every day felt like walking on eggshells, trying to anticipate what would make her happy and failing every single time. I considered divorce, honestly. I thought maybe we'd just grown apart. Maybe we'd changed too much since we were kids getting married. But every time I'd think about leaving, I'd remember the good years. The laughter, the inside jokes, the way she used to look at me like I was her entire world. I couldn't reconcile that woman with the one who looked at me now like I was an inconvenience. So I kept trying. Then came the night that changed everything. We were in bed. She was on her phone, giggling at something. Actually giggling. I hadn't heard her laugh like that in months. I was curious, maybe hopeful that whatever was making her that happy was something we could share. So I leaned over to look at the screen. She jerked the phone away so fast it was like I tried to grab a hot coal from her hand. What are you doing? Her voice wasn't just defensive. It was angry. Instantly, viciously angry. I just wanted to see what was funny, I said. You were laughing, and It's none of your business. She got up and locked herself in the bathroom with her phone. I sat there in bed for probably 20 minutes, just staring at the closed door, and I knew. Deep in my gut, I knew there was someone else. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I asked her directly, "Are you having an affair?" She exploded. Call me paranoid. Call me controlling. Said I was projecting my own insecurities onto her. Said if I didn't trust her, maybe we shouldn't be married. She turned it around on me so completely that by the end of the argument, I was the one apologizing. But I couldn't let it go. I asked to see her phone. She refused for days. Finally, late one night, she threw it at me. "Fine. Look, you won't find anything because there's nothing to find." She was right. I didn't find anything because she deleted everything. Entire text conversations were gone. Some threads had weird gaps. Someone would reference something that had supposedly been said earlier, but the message wasn't there. It was obvious, but not enough to prove anything. I gave her the phone back. We didn't talk about it for a month. I couldn't eat. I couldn't focus at work. I felt like I was losing my mind. Was I crazy? Was I making this up? But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was deeply wrong. So I did something I'm not proud of, but I don't regret. I asked a buddy of mine who works in IT to help me. He's one of those guys who can recover deleted files, dig into phone backups, all that technical stuff I don't understand. I told him what was going on. He didn't judge me. He just said, "Let me see what I can do." It took him a week. My wife had gotten a second phone by then. I noticed it in her purse, but her old one still had fragments of deleted texts in the backup. My buddy pieced together enough to confirm what I already knew. She was sleeping with Mark, her boss, the guy whose family we'd welcomed into our home. The guy had asked for marriage advice while he was screwing my wife. The texts weren't explicit, at least not the ones we could recover, but they were enough. References to hotels, inside jokes, "Can't wait to see you Saturday. Last night was amazing." Stuff like that. I printed everything, made copies, sat in my buddy's garage, and cried like I haven't cried since I was a kid. He didn't say anything, just put a hand on my shoulder and let me fall apart. I wanted to confront her immediately. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw her out. But my buddy told me to wait. If you confront her now, she'll just deny everything and hide it better. You need more proof if you're going to do this right. He was right. So I waited. 3 days later, I bought a book. How to Help Your Spouse Heal from an Affair. I know how that sounds. I know, but I still loved her. I still wanted to save this. I thought maybe if I could just show her this book, show her that I knew and that I wanted to work through it, maybe she'd stop. Maybe we could fix this. I planned to talk to her that Saturday. I had the whole conversation planned out in my head. Calm, rational, no accusations. Just, I know what's happening and I want us to get help. But that Saturday, she told me there was an emergency at work. She'd be out late. Don't wait up. I called her office. They were closed on Saturdays. Had been for years. She didn't answer her phone all day. Came home at 2 in the morning, went straight to the shower, then climbed into bed like nothing was wrong. "Why were you so late?" I asked. "I already told you not to wait up for me." That was it. That was her answer. I was sitting there, wide awake, sick with worry and anger, and she just rolled over and went to sleep. I didn't give her the book. I realized right then that she didn't care. She saw me suffering and didn't care. She wasn't going to stop. She wasn't going to choose me. She'd already made her choice. I was done trying to save something she'd already killed. I reached out to Mark's wife. I didn't know what else to do. I was desperate for someone to validate that I wasn't crazy, that this was really happening. I sent her a message through social media. "I need to talk to you about our spouses. It's important." She called me within an hour. She was confused at first, then shocked as I explained what I'd found. She didn't want to believe me. Who would? But she agreed to look into it on her end. 2 weeks later, we met at her house. She found everything. Mark hadn't even tried to hide it. He had full text conversations on his phone, months and months of explicit messages, photos, which we both agreed not to look at because we didn't need that image burned into our brains, detailed plans about hotel rooms and business trips. He even had a calendar with color-coded entries for when he'd see my wife. 2 years. The affair had been going on for 2 years. We sat at her kitchen table and read through everything. My hands were shaking. She was crying. We were both trying to process how the two people we'd trusted most in the world had done this to us. In our homes, in our beds, at hotels we'd probably help pay for with joint accounts. I want to destroy him, she said. Not crying anymore. Just cold. Me too, I said. We made a plan. We decided we were done. Both of us. We were going to divorce them, and we were going to do it in a way they'd never forget. We started gathering more evidence. Phone records, credit card statements, hotel receipts. We documented everything. Every lie they'd told. Every time they'd snuck away. Every business trip that wasn't really a business trip. Then we hired lawyers, filed for divorce, got everything ready, and we waited. We knew from monitoring their texts that they had another weekend planned. A nice hotel about 2 hours away. They'd booked it under Mark's name. They thought they were so careful. They thought we were both too stupid to figure it out. The sheriff's department was very accommodating when I explained the situation. I paid the fee for them to serve divorce papers. I gave them the hotel information, the room number, the time they'd likely be there. That Saturday morning, I drove to the hotel. I sat in the lobby drinking terrible coffee and pretending to read a newspaper like I was in some kind of noir film. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. The sheriff arrived. We went over the plan one more time. Then he made the call to the room. Ma'am, this is the front desk. We need you to come down to the lobby. There's an issue with your credit card. 5 minutes later, she stepped off the elevator in a hotel bathrobe and nothing else, clearly annoyed at the interruption to her romantic weekend. Then she saw me, the look on her face. I'll remember that look for the rest of my life. Pure panic. Her eyes went wide. She started shaking her head like if she denied hard enough, I'd disappear. What are you doing here? She was trying to sound angry, but her voice cracked. The sheriff stepped forward. Ma'am, I need to confirm your name and address. She answered automatically, still staring at me in shock. He handed her the papers. You've been served. She looked down at the divorce papers like she couldn't understand what she was seeing. Then she looked back up at me. What is this? What are you doing? You had an affair, I said. My voice was calm, calmer than I felt. I'm leaving you. It's that simple. She started screaming, actually screaming in the hotel lobby. You can't do this. You don't understand. It's not what you think. She grabbed my arm, digging her nails in, trying to physically prevent me from leaving. The sheriff had to step between us. Ma'am, you need to let him go. Please. She was crying now, still in that bathrobe, mascara running down her face. Please, let me explain. This is all your fault. If you just... I walked away, didn't look back, got in my car and drove home. My hand was shaking so bad, I had to pull over twice. Meanwhile, Mark's wife was serving him at their house. He'd rushed home the second my wife called him in a panic. He walked in to find his wife, his lawyer, and another sheriff's deputy waiting for him. He tried to fight it too, tried to explain it away, but she had all the evidence. 2 years' worth. He couldn't talk his way out of it. Over the next few months, they both tried everything to stop the divorces. My wife called me probably 100 times. Left voicemails, crying, begging, explaining that it was just sex, that it didn't mean anything, that she never intended to leave me. She blamed me for not paying enough attention to her. She blamed her therapy from childhood. She blamed stress at work. She blamed everything except herself. Mark did the same thing with his wife. Said he'd been going through a midlife crisis. Said my wife had seduced him. Said he'd never actually loved her. It was purely physical. Neither of us bought it. We were done. The divorce took a few months to finalize. We still lived in the same house during that time, which was its own special kind of hell. She was on a therapy. She'd even found that book I'd bought and was reading it, highlighting passages, leaving it out where I'd see it. I'm trying, she'd say. I'm really trying. Doesn't that count for something? You're trying now, I'd say. You weren't trying when you were sleeping with him. People told me I was being too harsh. My own mother called me cruel. Friends said everyone makes mistakes, that I should give her another chance, that the kids needed us to try to work it out. The kids. That was the hardest part. We told them in age-appropriate terms. Mommy made a promise to Daddy and broke it. So we're going to live in separate houses now, but we both still love you very much. My daughter understood more than my son. They were sad, but they told me they supported whatever I decided. I just want you to be happy, Dad, my daughter said. That broke me more than anything else. My wife kept trying. She wanted me to go to couples therapy with her. She wanted to be intimate. She'd buy lingerie, send me texts, try to corner me in the kitchen. I just want to show you how much I love you. she'd say. You love me now, I'd reply. Where was this love for the last 2 years? She hated that I was still in contact with Mark's wife, accused me of planning a revenge affair, made me promise I wouldn't sleep with her. The hypocrisy was stunning. She'd had a 2-year affair, and now she was worried I might cheat on her, but I promised anyway. Not because I owed her anything, but because I wasn't going to become like her. The divorce was finalized on a Tuesday in February. We split everything 50-50, though she was weirdly generous about some things. Gave me more than half of our savings, didn't fight me on the house, agreed to a custody arrangement that heavily favored me. Her lawyer kept trying to push back, but she'd shut him down every time. He was a good husband, she'd say. He deserves this. It didn't make me feel better. It made me angrier. Where is this fairness when she was screwing her boss? Where is this generosity when she was making me feel like I was never good enough? I moved on, or tried to. Mark's wife and I stayed in touch. We'd meet for coffee sometimes, compare notes on how our exes were trying to win us back, laugh bitterly about the whole situation. She got it in a way no one else did. We'd both been betrayed by people we'd trusted completely. We'd both been made to feel crazy while our spouses gaslit us. We understood each other. My ex hated it. Every time I mentioned that I'd talked to her, my ex would spiral. You're going to sleep with her, aren't you? You're going to have your revenge affair, and then you'll realize you threw away our marriage for nothing. I'm not having an affair, I'd say for the 100th time. She's my friend. We're supporting each other. I don't believe you. I didn't care if she believed me. A few months after the divorce, Mark's wife, I'll call her Sarah, confessed something to me. We were having dinner, talking about how the kids were adjusting, and she just said it. I have feelings for you. I didn't know what to say. She was attractive, sure. She was kind, supportive, understood what I'd been through. But I didn't know if I was ready for that. Didn't know if I could trust anyone again. I'm not asking for anything right now, she said. I just wanted you to know. When you're ready, if you're ever ready, I'll be here. I told her I needed time. She said she understood. We agreed to take a break from seeing each other until I figured out what I wanted. My ex found out somehow. Maybe one of our mutual friends told her. Maybe she was stalking my social media. But she lost it. Started calling Sarah directly, leaving angry voicemails, accusing her of stealing me away. It was unhinged. I had to have a come-to-Jesus moment with my ex, told her if she didn't back off, I'd file a restraining order. She cried, apologized, said she just couldn't handle losing me to someone like her. Someone like her, I repeated. You mean someone who didn't cheat on their spouse? She didn't have an answer for that. Time passed. My ex kept trying to win me back. She'd gotten a new job, left the advertising company shortly after I served her. No contact with Mark, she swore. She was in therapy twice a week. She'd lost weight, started dressing differently, was doing everything she could to become the woman she thought I wanted. But I didn't want that woman. I wanted the woman I'd married 16 years ago, before she decided I wasn't enough. One night, about 6 months post-divorce, she asked me point blank, what would it take for you to give me another chance? I thought about it, really thought about it, and I realized there was nothing. No amount of therapy, no promises, no changed behavior would make me trust her again. The affair wasn't just sex. It was 2 years of lying to my face. 2 years of making me feel inadequate while she was getting what she needed from someone else. 2 years of me trying to save a marriage she was actively destroying. A time machine, I said. That's what it would take. Because what we have now isn't a marriage. It's a sham. And I never signed up for that. She started crying. Again. I was so tired of her tears. But here's the thing that really messed with my head. She was different. She really had changed. I could see it. She was more attentive, more honest, more willing to be vulnerable. She'd become the partner I'd needed 3 years ago. And it was too late. I finally understood something I'd read in one of those infidelity forums. The affair didn't destroy our marriage. The affair revealed that our marriage was already destroyed. She'd been checked out emotionally long before Mark came into the picture. I was just too busy trying to fix things to notice. I started seeing Sarah again. Not officially dating, just spending time together. Our kids got along great, which made things easier. We'd do family outings, all 6 kids, her, and me, like some kind of weird blended family that wasn't actually blended yet. My ex hated it. My daughter started pulling away from her mom, angry that the affair had torn our family apart. My son was younger, more forgiving, but even he noticed the tension. Therapy helped. Lots and lots of therapy. For me, for the kids, for everyone. Then one night, Sarah and I were having dinner. Just the two of us, no kids, and it happened. We'd split a bottle of wine. We were laughing about something stupid, and suddenly we were kissing. It felt different than I expected. Not rushed or desperate, just natural, like something that had been building for a long time and finally made sense. We slept together that night. I'm not going to lie, it was incredible. Not because of the physical stuff, though that was great, but because I felt desired for the first time in years. Not like I was someone's backup plan or consolation prize. She wanted me, actually wanted me, initiated everything, made me feel like I mattered. I realized what I'd been missing. My ex and I had decent sex, but it was routine, predictable. She never really tried. But with Sarah, it was different. She paid attention, asked what I liked, actually cared about making sure I enjoyed it. I felt guilty afterward, not because of my ex, screw her feelings at that point, but because I promised I wouldn't do this. Then Sarah reminded me, "You're divorced. You didn't cheat. You don't owe her anything." She was right. My ex found out. I don't know how, but she did. Maybe she saw Sarah's car at my place. Maybe one of the neighbors told her. But she showed up at my door, crying, begging me to reconsider. "I can be like her," she said. "I can give you whatever she's giving you. Just give me a chance." And that was the moment I realized how far gone she was. She didn't want me back because she loved me. She wanted me back because she couldn't handle that I'd moved on, that I'd found someone who treated me better than she ever did. "You had 2 years to be like her," I said. "You chose to be like him instead. We're done. Please leave." She did, and I haven't seen her outside of kid exchanges since. Sarah and I dated for a while. Took it slow. Let the kids adjust. Her ex, Mark, was a mess. Lost his job when the company found out about the affair. His wife divorcing him, his kids barely speaking to him. He tried to blame me once, sent me an angry email about how I'd ruined his life. I didn't respond. His life ruined itself. Eventually, Sarah and I moved in together. The kids adapted better than expected. They became like siblings, united in their shared experience of having parents who'd blown up their lives with affairs. We got them all into group therapy, which helped. My ex is still single, still in therapy, still hoping I'll change my mind. I won't. I moved on. I'm happy. I'm with someone who values me, respects me, doesn't make me feel like I'm constantly failing. I won, not because I destroyed my ex or got revenge, but because I refused to settle for being someone's second choice. I refused to spend the rest of my life wondering if I was good enough. I look back sometimes and think about that night in bed when she jerked her phone away from me. That was the beginning of the end. That was the moment I knew, even if I didn't want to admit it. If I could go back and tell myself anything, it would be this: trust your gut. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And never, ever accept disrespect from someone who's supposed to love you. My ex gave me 2 kids and some good memories. I'll always be grateful for that. But she also showed me what I deserve, even if she had to do it by showing me what I don't. I deserve better, and I finally have it. I'm not sure where Sarah and I will end up. Maybe we'll get married someday, though I'm still skeptical about the whole institution. Maybe we'll just be happy together without the paperwork. Either way, I'm in a relationship where I'm valued, where I'm wanted, where I don't have to beg for attention or affection. That's all I ever wanted, and it only took a divorce and a 2-year affair for me to find it. The kids are doing okay now. My daughter finally forgave her mom, though their relationship will never be what it was. My son just wants everyone to be happy. Sarah's girls have called me stepdad at a few school functions, which still catches me off guard in the best way. Life isn't perfect, but it's mine, and I'm not sharing it with anyone who doesn't appreciate it. My ex texted me last week. "I miss you. I miss us." I didn't respond. There is no us. There hasn't been for years. I'm done looking backward. I'm done trying to resurrect something that died a long time ago. I'm just living my life, raising my kids, and being with someone who actually gives a damn about my happiness. That's my revenge, I guess. Being happy, moving on, refusing to stay stuck in her mess. And you know what? It feels pretty damn good.
Stay safe out there. Until next time.